In this video, I'll be giving you my top tips on how you can build relationships with estate agents in your area. Hi guys, my name is Harley and welcome to the Premium Property YouTube channel where we provide weekly content for beginners in property. If you are new around here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy the video. And if you could leave a thumbs up if you enjoy it, that'll be brilliant as it will help us get it out there to more young, budding property investors. So estate agents can be a hard nut to crack in property, and it can often feel like you're sort of hitting your head against a brick wall when it comes to trying to build a relationship with them, especially when you're getting a lot of rejections if you're putting a lot of offers in. But agents get so many calls every day, and a lot of the calls are from people doing something similar to what we're trying to do, and the majority of those people are time wasters. So the agents are going to get annoyed at people like us because a lot of investors are time wasters, a lot of so-called deal sources are time wasters. So the agents are going to get annoyed and they are probably going to have their backs up when you come across as an investor or a sourcer. So yeah, you can build a relationship. It does take time, and I'm obviously going to share with you in this video how we've built some good relationships with agents and how you guys can do it as well. So tip number one then guys is to forget fancy terminology. Now, estate agents don't want to be speaking to someone that thinks they know it all and comes across like they know more than the agent, because at the end of the day, the agent is meant to be the expert. Yes, you can know a lot about property. Yes, you can know a lot about property investment, but the estate agents they're viewed as the experts in that area. And if you come to them and act like you know more, they're just instantly going to get their back up and they'll push you to the end of the pile. Especially if you come in saying things like, oh yeah, I'm a property investor, I want 20% return on investment, I want to pull all my money out of these deals, I want buy, refurbish, refinance deals, I want lease options. A lot of agents don't know what that means. So they're just going to get their back up, and they get so many people coming off of these courses saying terminology like that because that's what's taught on courses. The everyday investor doesn't really know that terminology. So if you come into agents and start speaking with that terminology, they're just going to tie you with the same brush as the same people offer these courses using the same terminology. So forget the terminology, you just need to be down to earth, be humble with the agent, and just come across like an everyday investor. Don't use terms such as return on investment. Don't use terms such as buy, refurbish, refinance. Just come across, oh, I'm looking for properties that I can add value to, that need a bit of work doing. Then they'll know what you're looking for. And again, you're coming across slightly sort of naive, and that they'll want to help you then as well. So yeah, don't use fancy terminology and just be humble with the agent. So tip number two is to be yourself. Now again, agents probably get fed up of having so many similar conversations about just answering similar questions, asking similar questions. So yeah, you just need to sort of have a laugh with them really and mix it up a bit, because yeah, they're going to get so many people just asking the same monotonous questions, and that they're not going to remember you if you ask the same questions as everybody else. So just be personal, remember their name, ask them questions about themselves, actually get to know them on a personal level, because if you can be yourself and you can ask them about themselves, it's likely that you're going to be able to find common ground. And then that way you can obviously speak about the common ground rather than actually speaking about property all the time. Obviously you need to speak about property, but they're probably going to be able to share a lot more with you once you've built up that rapport and you actually know them on a personal level. And they'll probably enjoy doing viewings with you and enjoy phone calls with you. And they're a lot more likely to put your offer forward in a more susceptible manner to the vendor. So yeah, just be personal with them, just have a laugh and don't take everything too seriously, because that's what everyone does in property and it's what a lot of agents do as well. And if you can just mix it up, then they're a lot more likely to remember who you are. Tip number 3 then is to be honest. Now this is so key in property because especially with agents, like I've said before, they get so many people wasting their time and just being dishonest with them. So if you're a deal sourcer, tell them you're a deal sourcer, tell them how you work. Don't just straight up say, oh, I'm a deal sourcer, because a lot of agents won't know what that is, and a lot of agents will also get their back up because deal sourcing has a bit of a bad reputation because there is so many time wasters that agents get. So you want to just tell them how you work. Say, oh, we work with investors, we purchase on behalf of investors, and explain your process to them straight away. So that way they know where they stand and they're not surprised when you do get an offer accepted and then you do have to wait a few days to send in the proof of funds. Just be honest straight away and tell them, especially if they ask as well. So yeah, that's the first part of being honest. And then the second part, if a deal falls through, or you have an investor pull out of a deal, or you mess up on something, again, just ring the agent and tell them straight away. You don't need to be worried about what the agent's going to say. Just ring them and tell them. And again, they're going to respect you so much more for that, because again, they have so many people who will wait ages to tell them when something's gone wrong, when they could have remarketed the property in that time. So yeah, you just need to be honest from the start. Just be upfront with the agent and they will respect you a lot more, even if it means a difficult conversation for you. Hi guys, so I just thought I'd move positions for the last tip because the lighting wasn't great. But yeah, so the last tip is justify your offers that you're putting in. So obviously, as investors and deal sourcers, it's likely that you're going to be putting in low offers on properties. So if you just ring the agent up and the property's on for 70,000 and you go, oh yeah, we're going to offer 50,000, the agent's going to put them in an uncomfortable position, because they're going to have to just put that forward to the vendor with no explanation, no justification, or even any feedback on the property at all. So they're going to be in an awkward position. That's going to make them angry at you, and they're a lot less likely to put that offer forward in a sort of positive manner to the vendor, because they're going to be annoyed at you and they're probably going to pass that annoyance onto the vendor. So when putting offers in, it's so important to justify your offers and make sure that you can reason with the agent and get them to understand your point of view. So just put in a nice email, list all of the reasons why you've offered, list a breakdown of the refurb, list all the comparables in the area, and get them to understand why you've put that offer in. And then that way, once you have a nice email, they can even just forward it on to the vendor, or they could ring them and list through the reasons that you've put the offer in, and it just makes their job a lot easier. And obviously it makes them understand where you're coming from as well. So don't just be lazy and put in lowball offers with no explanation. Take the time, it only takes about 10 extra minutes, and list out those reasons for why you've put the offer in, and the agent will be a lot more receptive to those offers. So guys, that was just a quick fire video with some tips on how you can build relationships with agents. We've done hundreds of calls with agents, so we're pretty experienced in having those conversations with agents now and learning what works and what doesn't work with agents. So yeah, hopefully you've taken some value from it, and even one of the tips, if you implement it, hopefully it helps and benefits you when building relationships with the agents. But yeah, until next time guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new around here, it would be much appreciated. But until next time, we'll see you next week for another piece of premium property content.